Seahorse Tiger here. Bite that bit! So one of the most amazing things about the downfall of civilization, like in hindsight, is that people stop believing in what got them where they are. People stop believing in science so fundamentally that they chopped down everything that science had built and then were astonished to find the world falling apart. In order to have a population of 8 billion people, you have to build a foundation of intricate systems and understanding. And people got so lazy and dumb on that platform that they decided they could abdicate believing in the platform. They didn't need to believe in science anymore or listen to smart people or experts or anybody who knew about anything. They had become that lazy. The world fell apart because the only way to maintain the systems we've built over thousands of years, aqueducts, sewer systems, roadways, tarmacs, air traffic control, computers, the internet, everything that allows humans to function and live as we do. In order to maintain that, it has to adapt to the consequences it creates. It's a dynamic, intelligent system. It has to respond dynamically and intelligently, or it will fail. It will die. We are in a living, breathing biosphere. It's called Earth. It's a limited capacity system. It has a finite amount of resources. These are just flat out numbers. No changing that. So as humans have built a system which impacts the ecology and ecosystem of this finite biosphere, if we don't incorporate intelligence and adaptability into that system, it will devour itself. If it is run by people who think it has no impact. Like any creature that chooses to abdicate its own volition, it will die. I refuse to participate in understanding those systems, upkeeping them, and continuing our advantage in living from them. I'm going to negate them, and things will be fine. So everybody died. Bummer. For everybody. Except for those few who ended up far away in outer solar systems, and now spend most of their time, like any trauma survivor, trying to figure out what the fuck went wrong. Trying to process why they're living in outer space on junky planets, barely able to recreate a fraction of the paradise we had on Earth, living in places of such incredible imbalance as far as what it takes to maintain the human species, ecosystems and atmospheres that require such massive recalibration, reconstitution, sealing off, monitoring. The most of humanity in the outer solar systems is survival only, cold, desolate, bare bones living, spending most of your time just trying to keep the machines operating so you have oxygen, so you have water, so you have food. That's it. Humanity has returned to survivalism, but without any of the fun stuff that was here on Earth. Sweet. Well done us. Way to not pay attention. Way to listen to dumb people. Offended by the term, the possibility that acuity and capacity not only matter, but can be developed. It's not a question of who has inherent intelligence. It's a question of who has built their intelligence. This thing is software. How well that software is updated and integrated to the advancing systems in which it operates is essential to not only its survival, but its happiness. If you think running this software with programs from 2,000 years ago is gonna get it done, think how wrong you are. Look at the devices in your own life. Exponential increase of the need to keep them updated in order to be interfacing with everything else that is evolving equally rapidly. That's the external. The internal needs the same thing. We created these things. The fact that our networks and computers are becoming as massive in capacity, as tiny in size, and as interwoven as they are, is our doing. It is a reflection of our nature. We made it with this. So what do you think is in here? Obviously, that design possibility, the potential for massive intelligence, small size, and full, intricate interaction with the entire world simultaneously. This has that possibility. Only if we continually upgrade and update our hardware and software as the world changes. It's messy, it's sloppy. You end up with needing different ports and chargers. Each generation of us will experience a different facet of both growth and regression as these things go. You have to keep on cycling was the message we failed to deliver. Somehow people stopped believing that. So now you all live in horrible, survivalist-only units on cold, desolate planets. That's the bad news. Good news? Not me. Sorry, the good news doesn't include you. You are the bad news out there in the outer solar system. All dealing with the consequence of people who didn't believe in science, who didn't believe in upgrading and updating intelligence. Because of them, you're there. I'm here. So there's good news for me. Well, the bad news for me, to be fair, is that I'm totally alone and isolated. I have no contact with other human beings. That is definitely a bummer. I'm the only one here on Earth, running the machines that are trying to recalibrate this place so that you can return. So while I'm here, I am tasked with honoring it, integrating the human systems with it, so that our own capacities, internally and externally, can aid the ability to maintain a staggering amount of biological diversity, so that the richness of experience is at a maximum, and the vital capacities for our own survival are maintained with the cyclical life cycles that render air and food available to us and everything else. In order for humans to survive in an intricate system, all the things that create, grow, make humans have to be available. And since we killed all that, it's my job to run the machines that bring it all back, which means I get to enjoy it. So, there's worse things, like where you're at.